good to be here tonight in front of you instead of sitting there like normal. That's the comfortable place to be in this room right now, I'll tell you that. So I've been looking forward to doing this because I wanted to talk about this topic. This is my favorite thing to talk about in my job, which I've been very blessed and lucky to get a job where I get to learn things and teach things sometimes as I'm learning them, and use a lot of equipment. And I'm at a school that has money for equipment, and I just love what I get to do there at Chat State. And I snuck some stuff out of here. This is actually really old equipment. I don't know if you can see it very well, but this is a piece of glass. And some of you might be familiar with what this might look like, but this is a Fresnel lens. Where would you have seen a Fresnel lens? In lighthouses. So this was invented by Antonin Fresnel. You would want to say Fresnel, but don't. It's Fresnel. And in 1820, the first Fresnel lens was used at a lighthouse off the shore of the Gironde estuary in France, where Mr. Fresnel is from, Monsieur. And the light can be seen 20 miles out to sea. By focusing the beams of light with these concentric circles, this physicist came up with a way to redirect light and focus it in a beam. And you think about 1820, that was firelight. That was some kind of lamp that they were shining out to sea 20 miles further than ever before. So it's a pretty amazing thing. And I've got this light here that is one of our legacy lights from our TV studio. Whenever you plug in a light or turn it on, what do you say, Kyle? Striking. That's so people don't immediately look at the light and get blinded by it. So this has the same exact lens in the front of this fixture. And by moving the light or the instrument, the lamp inside here, closer to the lens or further away from it, creates a telescopic, changes the beam of that light. Here it's heating up and rattling. I'm kind of hoping to shine a Batman signal through that shield there, which this would be more impressive outside, I think. So I might run out there later and take a picture of that. If you want to turn to 1 John chapter 1, starting point for this is 1 John 1, verse 5. And, Parker asked me the title of this lesson. The title is You Have Light. 1 John chapter 1, verse 5 says, "This is the message which we have heard from him and declare to you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all." So if God is light, and from Genesis 1, from the creation, we know that we are made in God's image, and that, if you think about it, an image, back to what I do at work, an image is something you see when light reflects off of objects and gets focused by your eye into the back of your eye. And rods and cones are receptors there that take that information and transmit it into signals electronically in your brain, and that's how we see images. The same thing when a camera sees light reflecting off of surfaces and gets reflected onto or focused onto a piece of film or a sensor. That's how we see images. We are made in God's image. And if God is light, then we are light. We are some aspect of God being light is transmitted to us in the fact that we're made in his image. So all of us here tonight have light. All people, all around the world, everybody is made in God's image, not just us, not just Christians, but all of creation, all of mankind has light. Every human being that's ever lived, that's kind of hard to accept when we think of people like Hitler or politicians we don't like or whatever. But we're all the same. We all have light. And I believe that we're made to shine God's light. John chapter 1, verses 4 through 9. Life itself was in him, and this life gives light to everyone. Light shines through the darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it. God sent John the Baptist to tell everyone about the light, so that everyone might believe because of his testimony. John himself was not the light. He was only a witness to the light. The one who is the true light, who gives light to everyone, was going to come into the world. And this time of year, a lot of people are thinking about Jesus, and we hear the word Christ more this month than ever. But the fact that 2,000 years later, we're all talking about this man and the difference he's made in the world, that really shows there was something special there. There was something amazing that happened that people were willing to follow. Jesus tells us to shine together, to shine our lights. Let your light so shine before men. Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 through 16, which I should be able to quote, but I'm going to look up to make sure I don't. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So we were made to shine God's light. The fact that it's a city set on a hill, and so much of the New Testament telling us about the value of a church, of a body of people working together, serving together, makes me think about how we shine brighter when we do so much better when we work together and we harness all of our efforts and harness all of our light and shine it together. John 8, verse 12, Jesus said to the people, I'm the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't be stumbling through the darkness because you will have the light that leads to life. I know for a lot of you, if you think about where you would be in this life without Jesus in your life, without God shaping your destiny, it's hard to even imagine what our lives would be like without God. And 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6, for God who said, let light shine out of darkness, made his light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Christ. In Philippians chapter 2, verses 14 through 16, do everything without complaining or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, children of God without fault in a crooked and depraved generation, in which you shine like stars in the darkness as you hold out the word of life. We are given a great gift in knowing God's Son, Jesus. We're given a great gift in having God's word and being able to accept the gospel, but we weren't made just to receive that gift. We were made in the image of God to share his word, to share his message, to spread his light throughout the world. We were made to transmit the light of God. And it is a part of who we are. It's a part of Craig's family gathering up stuff to give away on Christmas Day. Christmas, we can get all about what are we going to get. And man, I sure do want that DJI drone that my wife will not buy me, no matter what awkward circumstances I bring it up in. But it's easy to get caught up in all that materialistic stuff at this time of year. But we're not made just to take gifts and not give back. We were made to give back to the world. The Word is our connection to the power. This light, without this connection right here, has no power. It's hot, and I probably need to warn parents to watch your kids when they come up here later. But it is nothing without that connection. We are nothing without our connection to God. God made us in his image. But to be full of his light, we have to have a connection. We have to seek God. We have to follow that longing that I think is built into mankind to find God and connect. And we have that connection through his word. Without it, we're really just empty vessels, and without sharing his light, we're really not fulfilling his will. I really am thankful for this congregation, for the things that we do here. A lot of times I think about, we're a small group, we are in difficult times, as we all know. The world is changing, and we worry about what can we do, but we don't ever stop. We don't ever give up on trying to share God's word, trying to be a positive influence on this community, trying to do what we can to help others, and trying to share God's message. I'm so thankful for that. And if there's anybody here tonight who would like to be a part of that, or study more, or have prayers, we'd be glad to help you with that now.